So I'm going to request the panelists to come to the front before we get started. Clap for them as they come. So we have amazing panelists with us tonight. And I'd like them to start by introducing themselves. So tell us who you are, your company, what is it about, and then now we can start.
Hi, everyone. My name is Andrew Letting. I am the cluster lead at MasterCard, looking after fintechs and PSPs. So MasterCard is a technology service provider operating in 180 countries. And here in East Africa, we cover about 18 Africa countries, all the way to the Indian Ocean Islands. Pleasure to meet you all here.
Hey guys, my name is Ted Pantone. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Turaco. We're an insurance technology company operating here, Uganda, and Nigeria. Thanks.
Great. Well, thank you very much, everyone. My name is Ali. I'm head of expansion strategy at MFS Africa, a payment platform operating in 37 countries and connected to around 400 million wallets across the continent. So I'm head of expansion strategy. Yeah, thank you.
So I think I'd like to first start with Ted. We saw Turaco on the news recently. Congratulations, first of all, with that, fundraising. So how are you feeling about that? Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah, it was not a linear process with the markets doing what they've done recently, but feeling very blessed to have the capital that we have and be the best funded insurtech on the continent as of right now, which is an amazing thing.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you. So I think this question is addressed towards Andrew. In the digital era that we're living in, what are your plans as MasterCard to stay sustainable in this era that we are?
Okay, thanks, Sharon. So for us as MasterCard today, we have tied sustainability to compensation. So we have tied our compensation, whether these are our salaries, bonuses, any increment that has to do with compensation, to ESG goals. So we are looking at environment today. How do we impact the social work that we do? How do we impact governance? And we have broken it down into 4 pillars today across different regions. But these 4 pillars and part of what we concentrate today here in Kenya is impactful work. So are we just partnering up or building businesses to offer card solutions or technology solutions? That's not really the case today. So we are looking at businesses that are also making an impact out there. So we have businesses that are helping farmers, helping small merchants grow their business. So those are some of the things that we are doing as MasterCard today.
Ali, I'd like to know how you've incorporated innovation in your company or in your business to ensure that you're able to generate employment. Yeah.
Interesting question. I think last year we've launched what we call Bionic, which is an SME-oriented platform. Because traditionally at MFS Africa, we've been focused on P2P transaction. If you're using M-Pesa Global, you may not see us, but we are likely behind every single transaction that you're doing if you want to send money to Uganda or Tanzania or Rwanda. This is one simple use case. And what we've learned last year is that actually in some of the economies that we are operating, there are a lot of MSMEs that oftentimes have not been very well served with the some digital innovation. And what we try to do is build a solid platform that those MSMEs can use. And eventually, the ultimate goal is to empower them and to bring them from the informal state that they are in to a formal state and eventually lift them out of whatever economic situation that they're in. So for me, actually, this is one solid case where we are really making a transformational impact in terms of how we live up to whatever goals that we've set for ourselves as an organization and even at an African level.
Great. Thank you so much for that. I think, Ted, I'd want to know, with your experience so far, what are some of the key technologies or things that you've had to put in place in Turaco to ensure that as a fintech company, you're successful?
So, I mean, we're a technology company at our core. So technology is a part of the whole process for how we sell insurance, distribute insurance, manage claims, and work with underwriters to manage that risk. So yeah, technology is a part of all of that.
Clap for Fiona. She comes to stage. Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Hi, good evening. I'm so sorry, I'm late. I went to the wrong branch. I'm Fiona Melissa, and I'm the Regional Director, East Africa for GREY. So GREY, we're in the business of supporting the digital gig economy, connecting them to the global economy by allowing them to open foreign virtual bank accounts.
I think you just met us as we were speaking about what sets you apart as GREY, so maybe you can take that.
Okay, thank you, Sharon. So I would say our unique proposition, or what we bring on the market, or the fintech ecosystem, is that we really focus on the digital gig economy. You know, that's our niche market, allowing them to have foreign virtual bank accounts, because these are people that expect payments across the globe. You know, let's say you're a freelancer, you're on Upwork, you're on Fiverr. You find that you expect payment from Europe, from US, and when you're done with work, you could take more than 2 weeks before you receive your payment, because the service providers on the market, they are not meant for African. So when they're building solutions, they didn't have Africa on top of their mind when they're building solutions for us. We are really focusing on African freelancers. And with that, we make sure that we monetize their skills by making sure that when they deliver the work, they immediately receive the payment. So it takes about 2 hours maximum to receive the payment across the globe with GREY. And also, when you're being hired by the different employers or the gig providers, you're somewhat trustworthy because we have already done the venting about who you are before you come to our platform. So yeah, I'll say that.
I think the other question is, how do fintech companies lead to impactful social change through the aspect of enabling financial inclusion? Ali.
I think I've said, to me, when it comes to financial inclusion, and we're talking possibilities and how we can broaden our offering to tap into markets that have been previously underserved or untapped, generally speaking. And like I said, when we think of the use of cash in our economies, when we think of the digital penetration in some of our markets, clearly today, based on what we do as MFS Africa, our different lines of product, from domestic to cross-border, we are one way or another impacting our people seeing a digital payment platform.
Thank you so much. My name is Dixon Momanyi, and currently I'm a fintech student, but I wanted to ask a question regarding to compliance and the regulation actually for the fintechs. Yeah, we have an association for fintechs because, I mean, we had some digital lenders going to the central bank and all that, and the way I was checking that regulation, it was more of customer-centered. They didn't come like an inclusive. It's to all of you guys, the fintech guys. Do we have an association so that then you can push some of these compliance and all that?
There is a fintech association in Kenya, and I don't know if you've met with Ali Hussein before.
Yeah.
And but yeah, he's the president, and I'd be more than happy to share his contact with you. But yeah, there isn't a fintech association.
Yeah, it
now,
should.
to what extent they work towards compliance is something that we can inquire internally and see. But clearly, actually, from that specific association, for any type of question in regards to compliance, fintech in general, they are able to guide you towards the right people actually to help in compliance issues and so on.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Constance.
Hi, Constance.
I'm actually a sociologist at heart with some background in finance. I work in credit at Equity Bank. So my question is, how are you able to monitor the impact of your SDGs in relation to the work you do?
So as I mentioned, for us as MasterCard, we've tied our compensation to ESG goals, so looking after the environment, social work, governance. So today, as Kenya, for example, if we are entitled to our yearly bonus and we do not achieve our target, say, of planting 1 million trees by the end of the year, we will get, say, the bonus will be prorated to the number of trees we planted. So if we planted 800,000 trees, then we'll only get 80% of our bonus. So that way, the company is very intentional about how do we tie down whatever we are putting on paper in terms of SDGs and sustainable goals and actualize them. So one of the ways to ensure that is, as we all know, if you touch someone's compensation, then that's a very, very touchy area. So any person will strive to achieve that. We also have a department known as MSG that looks after SDGs, specifically just to track the different initiatives that we have in terms of the products that we have, whether it's FarmPass, DigiDuka, all these products that touch on different SDGs. So specific department just look at whatever we are doing today.
Can't you just see these guys in like late December going out to the village to like plant some trees really fast? Ours is very simple. It's number of people insured. That's how we track it.
I mean, ours is also very simple, and we've been very much focused on goal number 9, which is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. And we track that through the number of corridors that we open over time. If we can allow someone in DRC to easily pay someone in Rwanda, and we are then able to say that we are making meaningful impact towards that goal number 9.
We track by number of partnerships we have with freelancer platforms. So it could be Fiverr, could be Upwork, could be the Gig Africa, and the likes. So the more they come wanting us, it's because they know that they have a lot of freelancers on the platform, but they are limited to how many payment solutions they can have access to. So yeah, that's how we track our impact.
Ted, my question for you is, a lot of the people that are uninsured or possibly insured, most of us Africans are financially illiterate, is what I'm trying to say. How do you then communicate effectively the importance of insurance for people who might think it's actually a waste of money?
So Africans are not financially literate. I'm just gonna put that out there. You have to design products that are appropriate for the people that you're selling them to, and then explain them in a way that they can understand. So if you can do those things, then people are very happy to buy.
Thank you so much for being a very interactive audience. I've had so much fun moderating this panel as well. So we are going to have a networking session after this. I'm sure we'll be told more about that, where we can get to speak to them one-on-one and take pictures if you want and just have a good time. So thank you so much for listening. We hope you've had a good time, as we have.